So right about now, DJ Gigi relax hapo na sister. And let me tell you, I'm super excited. Nikiona sister, my sister walinijenga sana kama mimi Timeless Noel. Kwa sababu nakumbuka ile time nilikuwa St. Vincent Paloti, I was an altar boy. Nilikuwa dancer hapo. Nilikuwa nafanya spoken word. Ndo walinipatia confidence. Katho. So Gigi tafadhali.
Yes.
Ukienda kusalimia sister kwanza mwambie tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Usianze tu hivyo link. Sawa.
Aya, wacha tuanze.
To you DJ Gigi.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo.
Daima na milele amina.
Mimi sikuwa Catholic lakini natambua sana. Acha nikwambie Timeless.
Yes.
Ile vita tunafaa kuwa tunapigana nayo this month.
Yeah.
Is breast cancer.
Wow.
Because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And let me tell you, there are amazing things that you need to know right now. Because, you know, in terms of what we're going to say, breast cancer inashika only a certain kind of people.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain age.
Yeah.
Inashika wanawake peke yake. Yeah. Today, we are going to remove all those myths and make sure that you have all the information in relation to this particular month, which we are creating awareness about breast cancer. And let me give you a few statistics. Breast cancer is actually the most diagnosed cancer in women in this country, Kenya. And also another thing is about 7,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer yearly or annually. Can you imagine?
Wow.
And out of that 7,000, 3,000 actually die from the disease, which is quite sad, man. And then also another fact is worldwide, 1 in every 8 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. That's really sad also. But also, the incidence of breast cancer in men is 1%. So let me tell you, kama wewe ni mwanaume usidhani tu haiwezi shika tu, inashika tu wanawake, but pia wanaume, you know, 1% of the population for men actually is diagnosed with breast cancer. And joining me to unpack all of this and create this awareness is Sister Anne Gathengu, who is from the Missions Sister of the Holy Rosary. I hope I've got that right.
Somehow.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo.
Daima na milele amina.
Okay. Tell us, umesema somehow, introduce yourself in the right way.
All right. Thank you so much. My name is Sister Anne Gathengu. I belong to the Congregation of Missionary Sisters of the Holy Rosary.
Okay.
We are missionaries and international.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And we have a missionary charism. Whereby we go beyond our borders of our countries and culture, preaching good news to the poor through the ministries of education, medical, social work, and many more. Yeah.
All right. And we just want to at least unpack this conversation today. And I just want to ask you, probably you're a cancer warrior, right?
Yeah.
And you have actually healed from cancer.
Yes.
Which is amazing news to our viewers. You know, most of the people usually know that cancer, you know, once you get it, there's no going back. You'll always get cancer and, you know, you'll die with it. But, you know, this is good news that you actually are a warrior from cancer. Let me ask, how did you diagnose yourself?
I came home last year for my annual holidays.
Okay.
And before going back to my mission land, because since 2017, I've been working in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So I decided to go for my annual checkup. Okay. Anytime I come home, I always do my checkups. So I decided to go for my annual checkup. And on the 9th of January, this year, 2024, I walked into the hospital, that is Mpisha, and I did my wellness checkup. After 2 days, I received the results, and every other thing was perfect, but the result of my breast, that was the ultrasound, it showed there was a lump. I was shocked, and I couldn't believe. I'm like, from where? Because me, I hadn't felt it.
Okay.
So I called the hospital, and the doctor said that I should go back. I should go and see the doctor. So when I went there, she looked at the results, and she said, I need to send you to breast care services.
Okay.
So I was sent to the breast clinic. I met Dr. Karen Babu, and And then she looked at my result and she said that she need the mammogram.
Okay.
So then I had to go back, wait for the mammogram results. And when they came out, the same thing. There was a lump. And I couldn't like feel it.
Okay.
So I was told I have to wait. So after 2 days, I got the result for the mammogram. I went back to see the doctor. And the recommendation, both results were saying I should go for biopsy.
Okay.
At this point, I'm not really like something, it's not so serious for me. But when I went and she told me that we have to go, I had to go for more tests, the thing sank in my head. And then I remembered, now it can be, she had actually told me it could be malignant or benign.
Sorry to interrupt, what does that mean, malignant or?
Benign, meaning that if it is malignant, it is cancerous.
Okay.
If it is benign, it's just like a tumor, and then it's not so dangerous, like it's not cancerous, so to say.
Okay.
So I was shocked, and I just called one of my cousins, the wife, and I told her, this is what I've been told by the doctor. And she was like, from where? You know the way you like, she's a sister and a friend, so to say.
Yeah.
And she asked me, last year you did your checkup before you went back. I said yes. And I don't know what this means. So at the end of the day, I was like, it's not so serious.
Okay.
Then on Monday, that was on a Friday. On Monday, I went back to the doctor. Okay. This time, the information has sunk in my head, and I'm now worried. I've started now remembering the people I know that have died of cancer.
Wow.
Even within my family. Like my dad passed on because of prostate cancer.
Okay.
So I started counting the people that have started dying. My cousin, my aunt. Then going back to her now, I was going so that we can book for biopsy.
Yeah.
And we went and we did that. But then I told my cousin, I want to go for the second opinion.
Okay.
And third opinion.
All right.
Of which I did. This time I'm home for holiday, so I am not in the convent. So I am still like, we're trying to juggle this thing. I'm trying to juggle this thing with them. So I went for my second opinion. And the third opinion, I went where I was sent by the doctor to do the biopsy.
Yeah.
And when I went there, I didn't, first of all, I pretended as if I have not been sent by the doctor for anything. And then when the doctor looked, he said, yeah, he himself could feel the lump, but me. So then after that, I said, I was coming here because I was sent here to do this test.
Yeah.
So I did the test. After the test, I had already I already planned for my retreat, annual retreat. So and I went to Subukia Shrine for my retreat, waiting for the results. And I'm like, si mbaya sana. You know, the kind of a thing. Yeah. When I went on a Tuesday, and on Saturday, I received an email. This was supposed to be 8 days retreat. I received an email showing that, I remember very well, the 4 scores submitted are positive to malignant.
Wow.
So my world crashed because already I knew what it meant.
What was going through your mind at that point?
See, already seeing death. There was nothing, just like, and I started crying. And actually, I was crying not for myself. I was remembering my mom and my siblings who have gone through, the same. Okay. They were the caregivers to my dad.
Yeah.
So I was crying, and after crying, I went and told the retreat master that this is what I have received. I had told him what happened. And then I told him, now I don't know what to do, but I need to go back to Nairobi for treatment. I called my cousin again, and I told her, I'm coming. I have gotten the other results. And this result, they are saying that the 4 scores submitted are malignant. She said, please come.
Okay.
So I went back. That night when I reached, I opened the email again. We were reading word by word. And I went to ask the Google the meaning of these words. Yeah. And it was there written that the type of tumor that I had, it was written invasive ductal carcinoma. So I was asking Google all these names. And the Google showed me I'm already dead. In fact, I'm in the casket.
What?
So I was crying, and I cried the whole night. My cousin and the wife, they were there for me. At this point, I have not even told the sisters.
Yeah.
I'm still holding, like, to know, is it real? Am I dreaming? Because I was already at denial stage. So the following morning, my cousin's wife took me back to the hospital, and we went to see the doctor.
Yeah.
When we reached there, they took my results, the first result. And when I entered in the doctor's room, she was seated there. She's not only a doctor, she's a woman with a beautiful heart.
Yeah.
She became my companion, actually. I thank God for her.
Yeah.
The doctor now looked at me, came closer to me, and like, according to these results, it shows you have breast cancer. From where? I just looked at her and I didn't even, that kind of denial.
Yeah.
I was not sick. I am not sick. You are telling me that I have breast cancer. From where?
Yeah.
I looked at her, then it's like, it dawned on me. What did you say? She repeated again, according to this result, it shows you have breast cancer.
Yeah.
I started crying. I cried and cried. Then I was like, excuse me, doctor, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So I said, I came with my sister. So they went and called my cousin. She came. She came and sat down, and I was like, please tell the doctor to say that thing again. And the doctor was like, I'm saying, according to this result, Anne has breast cancer. My cousin was like, at what stage? For me, stage was not making any sense because cancer is cancer, you know?
Yeah.
My cousin was like, at what stage? And the doctor looked at her and said, for now, we cannot tell.
Yeah.
We have to do more tests. So she explained a lot of things and the type of treatment that I will go through. This time I'm just crying and crying and crying. When I calmed down, she was just very close, and I could feel her companionship, you know?
Yeah.
After crying and crying, and then my cousin was there for me also that particular point. And this is very important for all cancer patients, especially when you are diagnosed. The support system plays a very big role.
Yeah.
So after that, the doctor was like, are you okay? I said, yes. So she wrote some more tests.
Yeah.
I had to go for more tests. So when we came out of that door, I cried, I yelled, and I'm like, so it's me, I'm the next person now to die. You know, that kind of a thing?
Yeah. If I may interrupt you, and just before we go for a short break, we're going to go for a short break in a few. But before we do so, I would probably want to know, you did not have any symptoms whatsoever?
I did not have any symptoms because after that I started reading about breast cancer and the symptoms and signs. I could see discharge, you know, in the nipple, swollen, or the change of the size of the breast, change of the color, you know, all those things, lymph nodes, you know, swelling of the lymph nodes, and I didn't have those, because you see, 1 year, I did, the last test was last year, 2023, and this is 2024. I didn't have any sign, so for me, it was like, it's not true. But I kept telling myself, I'm not sick. I was not sick. I'm not sick. I only came for my annual medical checkup. And that when I was crying and crying, I remember the doctor telling me, yes, cancer tumors are not painful. And you may not even notice them, especially at developmental stage. So I was crying, and she was like, you know. So I didn't have the signs.
You didn't have any signs?
No, I didn't any sign of symptoms.
All right. We want to go for a short music break, And then we also go to a break into the top of the hour. But when we come back, I want us to have a conversation just about the treatment and the healing and the journey you took, and also about the support groups that you had, the people who are supporting you through that journey to healing, and also the period, because I think we talked off air and you're telling me the period between the time you're diagnosed and the time that you healed is quite an interesting period. We'll get to know more about that. But right about now, we want to go for a short music break, and then we'll go for a break to the top of the hour, and then we'll come back on the other side of that hour. And right about now, let's do some music, and we'll be right back. Remember, the hashtag is Bambika, and Citizen TV on all the social media platforms. All right, fading away right there is Uwezo by Adonij. And we are actually having a conversation about the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is this month of October. So, you know, right here on Bambika, we have to have those kind of conversations. We care about your spiritual health, but we also care about your health, your physical health. And that's why we have these kinds of conversations right here on Bambika on Citizen TV. And we've been having a conversation with Sister Anne Gathengu from Missionary Sisters of the Holy Rosary, who is a cancer warrior and going through that journey. She has actually healed right now. And it's a great, great thing to hear her story, and also for you to be able to know how to handle probably someone who has cancer, or probably if you need to diagnose yourself, how do you do it? And she was continuing with her story and telling us how, you know, she was able to go to the doctor, and she was given the results about how her state of health is. And you were telling us after you went through to hospital and you visited the doctor, and what was going through your mind, I can only imagine. You know, and you told us, you know, there you didn't have any symptoms. Some of them were a bit subtle, right? From what I heard you saying. Or you didn't have any kind of symptoms like
Me, I didn't have any kind of symptom, because as the doctor said, at the developmental stage, some of these symptoms you cannot even know.
Okay.
Yes, it was on a very early stage.
Okay.
It's because of the screening that I went, it was detected.
Okay.
If I didn't go by, right now I'll be walking around doing maybe my work, and the tumor is still growing.
Yeah. Can you talk about the importance of people actually being able to screen themselves or self-examine themselves? Because I know there are very many people who think that, you know, I have to be sick for me to feel like I have cancer and I have to go to the hospital. Can you maybe stress the importance of that?
You don't need to be unwell to go to the hospital.
Okay.
I was not sick. I went and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So you don't need to be sick for you to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You need to be proactive with your health, and then have regular checkups.
Yeah.
As I was saying, even from the doctor, when I went I did all the tests.
Okay.
That was in January. I did all tests, and throughout almost a month, I was waiting for some results. And on the 14th of February, that is when the doctor now confirmed, because I had all the results.
Okay.
But by this time now, when I went back, I told my congregational leader that this is what is happening to me.
Okay.
And as a congregation, and being a Holy Rosary sister, I got 101% support.
Yeah.
And she told me, whatever it is and whatever the doctor says, let you cooperate with the doctor. And I did exactly that. And then after that, the doctor now explained the treatment. I had to do surgery, which was lumpectomy, meaning the tumor was removed, and the tissue around the tumor was removed.
Okay.
Just to make sure that during the test, they will check whether the cancer cells have spread. And also, I lost my 4 lymph nodes.
Okay.
They were removed, but the doctor had explained to me they have to remove so that they are going to check whether the cancer cells have gone to the lymph nodes.
Yeah.
But from the word go, when the doctor was explaining to me, when she saw my results, she was like, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
So when I was crying, she was like, Anne, you are crying. It's okay. But for me as a doctor, I look at your results, it's good news.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what she was saying. But what I'm trying to say is that it was on a very early stage, and it is that checkup that really saved my life.
Yeah.
Because early detection truly can save lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask about the treatment. I'm sure our viewers want to know. You did the treatment in Kenya. Did you do the treatment in Kenya, or did you have to fly outside? Because everyone, you know, usually has that assumption that once you get cancer, you have to go maybe to India and get that treatment. And how did your treatment maybe affect you financially, or how did you go about it?
My treatment, I did it in Kenya. As I said, I had gone for my wellness checkup at Empisha, and that is why I met my surgeon, the doctor and my surgeon. So I did my treatment here. I did my surgery here. After 6 weeks, the second week, I went to see her, and To her surprise, even my wound was already healing.
Okay.
Because also, another thing as a patient, I realized that you cannot control the condition, but you can control your mind.
Okay.
It is what you tell yourself that also facilitates your healing.
Yeah.
So after the second week, I was sent to see the oncologist at HCGCCK, that is Cancer Center near Mpisha,
Yeah.
Dr. Helena Musau. And when she saw my results, she recommended 20 sessions of radiotherapy.
Yeah.
That was a tough journey.
Yeah.
But I thank God for her also.
Yeah.
She's also a woman with a very beautiful heart. She was also, she became my companion. And that center also, I appreciate the work they are doing
Yes.
for this country, because we don't have to go out of the country, you know. When I started my radiotherapy sessions, 20 of them, I had the side effects.
Okay.
On the 8th day, I started feeling something like I was having a dry cough. I could, you know.
Okay.
On the 10th day, I could not chew and swallow food.
Wow.
It was so painful. I would see food and I would cry.
Wow.
I would cry because of the pain. So I was eating, I was actually bleeding everything and soups, to a point that when I'm very hungry and I want food, even there was a time I will blend mukimo, you can imagine.
Wow.
It was so painful. For 2 weeks and 5 days, I went through that. And cancer treatment is very expensive also, very expensive. But I thank God that my congregation did everything that they were supposed to do for me.
Yeah.
And that is why I can never thank them enough.
Yeah.
I thank God for that. And all this time also, I want to say that I'm doing these things, and as a missionary sister of the Holy Rosary, there is prayer network. Like in my faith, I had so much faith in God, and I still have faith in God that He was the ultimate healer.
Yeah.
I did a lot of prayer networking, like, hey, you pray for me, I'll call some priests, offer masses for me. So God also was there, and for me, I believe God has been a faithful father and a constant friend. Because people, you know, friends can decide to go.
Yeah.
But God was there for me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'll say that cancer treatment can be expensive.
Yeah.
And that is why my heart bleeds, or my heart feels, especially for people who cannot afford the treatment. I really feel for them, and I think it's a awakening call also for all of us to really support people who are really suffering from cancer.
Yeah.
So I want to say that at the end of the day, I'm here because it was detected early, and I went through the treatment. And thank God for the support system.
Okay.
Yeah.
What word of encouragement would you give probably to someone who's watching right now?
Yeah.
And maybe they've been diagnosed, or they've self-examined and self-diagnosed themselves, or probably they have family members or friends who have cancer, whatever kind of cancer, and especially this month because it's October, you know, breast cancer. What would be a word of encouragement that you want to tell them when you look at that camera?
Cancer is real. Anybody can get cancer. Don't look at cancer and say it is for this type of people or this type of group. And when you are diagnosed with cancer, one thing is that cancer is not a death warrant, or it's not a death sentence. There is life after cancer. Cancer does not cripple you. It does not say that you will not love again, you will not be loved again. The first thing is your positive attitude towards your treatment. Follow your doctor's instructions. Follow your nutritionist instruction. Because when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, my doctor also referred me to Faraja Cancer Support Trust, whereby this is a trust whereby they support cancer patients who are going through treatment. Because when I went there, I also got to have a nutritionist who journeyed with me. I also met a counselor I met there. And they have other complementary therapies over there. For example, the whole week we have a program for the cancer patients and the caregivers. They are doing an amazing job. On Mondays, that is the day actually I like most because we have Zumba dance. You go and do physical exercises. Then we have a transformational breathing, breathing and movement. We have chair yoga. And you know, this breathing, they help you to give your body enough oxygen. You become well oxygenated.
Yes.
And when you're well oxygenated and you go home, you're able to sleep well.
Yeah.
Because psychologically, as a cancer patient, you are affected, and sometimes you have kind of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But with these exercises, especially when you are like at night, myself at night, sometimes I realize that the sleep has gone. I just do those breathing exercises, especially the transformational breathing. I like it. You breathe, you know, like that continuous inhale and exhale.
Yes.
And as you're doing continuous inhale and exhale, you're breathing in more oxygen, and before you know it, you begin yawning and you sleep. So it's Faraja Cancer Support, I would say that it has also become part of my healing journey.
Wow.
And it's a place whereby all cancer patients, they should actually know about and visit.
Yeah.
They have a center in Nairobi and they have a center in Eldoret.
Perfect. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask you. Can you just tell us the centers?
Yeah, they have two centers. They have a center here in Nairobi, very close to Mpisha Hospital.
Okay.
And they have another center in Eldoret.
All right.
And also it's the third Tuesday of every month, we have a meeting as breast cancer. There's a breast cancer support group, whereby we meet like women who have suffered breast cancer. Yeah. And it's a group whereby you encourage one another. Yeah. To a point when you go there, you listen to somebody's story, you're like, I'm not even sick. Yeah. You listen to, excuse me, when you listen to other people's story. Yeah. So, and not only the breast cancer support group, they have different cancer support group, prostate, gynecological, caregivers, also they meet, because as a patient, I realized that my caregivers, who are the Holy Rosary Sisters, my family and friends, they played a very big role. Please, for those people, when you hear that somebody has been diagnosed with cancer, any type of cancer, and you are like, you start going to your calendar, you are like, today is Wednesday, she will be dying very soon. Or, no, it's not like that. Please support the cancer patient. Yeah. And also the cancer patient, also please tell yourself that you are not dying. Yeah. Move on with your life. Yep. Affirm yourself. I used to do it. Yep. Like in the mornings, even I got one interesting song that I like singing, especially in the morning. Yep. And it's to tell myself that my cells are happy and well. Wow. And it goes like this. I got it from the YouTube. Okay. I think something Davis. Okay. Alison Davis. It goes, I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. You know, like you form yourself. You look at yourself and you're like, I also tell myself, I said that I have faith in God. Wow. My body is not the temple of cancer. My body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And there's nothing else I can do rather than to thank God for everything. Yeah. When I went for my first medical review on the 18th of August this month, that was 6 months after the doctor confirmed about my diagnosis. The doctor said, I am cancer-free. Wow. I still went back to Subukia Shrine, the village of, that is our shrine, Mama Mary Shrine, because there's nothing else I can do other than to thank God. He has done it for me and he has done it for all of us. Amen. Because cancer patient, you're not only sick as a cancer, it's communal. Yeah. And everybody has to be involved for us to fight this cancer. Yes. And another thing to fight is through your faith, through my faith, and through the people of God and the people that we share faith. Amen. So I went there to Subukia Shrine. Yes. I went back and I met my retreat master. Okay. I had already told him that these results came out, and the administrator of the place. I went there for 4 days, and my every day was like thanking God. And when you go there, you know, like it's a place of prayer, of prayer. Yeah. I will walk the journey to the hill, and I started knowing that there's nothing you can do other than to thank God. Amen. Just like the 10 lepers. There were 10. Only one who went to tell God, like, So I decided to be the Samaritan, actually. And when I reached there, I noticed that every day I will say, thank you, Jesus, thank you 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it became my habit now.
All right. Thank you so much. We cannot even exhaust just having conversations about how people have been healed, and also just the importance of people actually being aware that breast cancer is actually present and what they need to do. And we thank God for your healing and everything that God has enabled you to reach till now. And so, in the interest of time, we just have to go for a short music break.